الجنان والفوز والغنيمة، فخذها بالمعاني بسيطة عظيمة. الدين بالأخلاق بالجود والعزيمة، بالحب والوفاق حياتنا كريمة.
بالرفق بالسخاء نفوسنا سليمة، والصدق والوفاء قلوبنا حليمة. ما قيمة الوجود إن اختفى صميمه وزالت الحدود.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا وبعد. Brothers, this is Abbas Hussain here with you on behalf of D.R.A. Allah Azza wa Jal speak about his religion, and he calls it Al-Islam, is the religion of peace. He says about peace in various verses, and for example in chapter 25 verse number 63, Allah Azza wa Jal speak about the qualities of his true servants, and the first thing he mentioned about them, listen to this qualities. Allah Azza wa Jal says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما. He said, and the true servants of the merciful, they walk on the earth with dignity, and whenever an ignorant defame them, they reply in peace. So the first quality he mentioned about them is that they are lovers of peace. They wish person to live in peace, and then they live in peace and walk away. So Quran is the religion that promotes leniency, and whenever two people meet in Islam, the first thing they should pray for one another is to live in peace. And that is the tradition of the prophets. If you read, for example, Jesus Christ is the person who used to do that. In the second epistle of John chapter 1 verse number 3, he used to do that. He wished people to live in peace. So Quran is also encouraging leniency. Muhammad SAW was driving out of Mecca, but people were encouraging him to fight back. His response was, I was commanded to forgive, so do not fight anyone back. Quran is encouraging patience. Allah Azza wa Jalla says in the Quran, in chapter 7 verse number 199, it says, خُذِ الْعَفْوَ وَأَمُرْ بِالْعُرْفِ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. Say, take patience and advise with good, and leave the ignorance. Muhammad SAW said, in this one is recorded by Hakim al-Mustadrak, volume 2, page 528. He said, I was sent with the traditions of the prophets and also to show mercy. Quran is somebody, for example, when we read the book of Jeremiah, it encouraged fasting in the 9th month, as Muslims used to do today. Book of Jeremiah chapter 36 verse number 9. Quran also teaches ablution, like as what Moses did in the book of Exodus chapter 40 verse number 32. Quran also used to encourage prostrating to God, that is doing sujood, as was done in the book of Matthew chapter 26 verse number 36. Quran also used to encourage worshipping oneness instead of Trinity. In chapter 4 verse number 10, the Gospel of Matthew, Quran also speak about giving alms, as Muslims used to do. In the first book of Peter chapter 4 verse number 8, Quran also encourage executing the adulterer. In the book of Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse number 22 to 3, and many more. Quran also used to discourage war, and it says, Muhammad SAW said in Sahih Bukhari, hadith number 3030, he said, Al-Harbu Khuda', war is deception. Deception means to insinuate in someone's mind that something bad is good. So Quran is to discourage that, as Muhammad used to do. Whenever you see war, then there is absence of peace. Quran used to discourage that. Quran always used to bring that which promotes peace. Quran have respect for other people. because whenever you respect one another, then there will be peaceful living. Then you are ready for peaceful living. Quran says in chapter 5, verse number 32, if anyone kills any other person, not for murder, not for corruption, then it is like he kills all mankind. And if anyone save any other person, then it is like he saved all mankind. So Quran did not say whether this saving the person you should save or the person you should kill is Muslim or not Muslim. Quran just say person. So Quran respect everyone. Unless there is respect for one another for peace to be established. Listen to what Muhammad said. He said, "Man qatala mu'ahadan lam yurih rahiyat al-jannah." And this hadith is there in Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith number 3166. He said, if anyone kills mu'ahadan, then this person will not even smell the paradise. Who is mu'ahadan? A mu'ahadan is someone who is a non-Muslim that lives in the Muslim country and he lives under Islam. So Islam is protecting his blood. He also said, and this hadith is there recorded by Imam Abu Dawud, hadith number 3052. He said, "Ala man zalama mu'ahadan aw inqasahu aw kallafahu fawqa taqatahu aw akhadha minhu shay'an bighayri tayyibi nafsin fa ana hadijuhu yawm al-qiyamah." He's saying about the non-Muslims. He said, if anyone hurts them or do anything, or maybe he cheats them or anything, Allah Azza wa Jal is going to, he said, I am going to be his evidence on the day of Qiyamah. So I will stand before the Lord until I collect his own rights. Allah Azza wa Jal also speak about justice. He says in chapter 5, verse number 8 in the glorious Quran, he said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين لله شهداء بالقسط ولا يجرمنكم شنآن قوم ألا لا تعدلوا اعدلوا هو أقرب للتقوى واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying, all you have believed, be persistently standing firm in justice for Allah, and let not the hatred of others prevent you from justice. Be just, that is next to piety. Quran is saying that you have to be just with everyone and at all the time, unless there is justice before peace will be established. And that is because whenever you see violence, then one group must have taken, maybe one group has killed the member of another group and nothing is done. So people will try to retaliate and then there will be violence equally. Quran also used to encourage giving alms to the poor people and to non-Muslims equally. Quran said in chapter 9 verse number 60, إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعاملين عليها والمؤلفة قلوبهم, to the end of the verse. Quran is saying that whenever you are given alms, that is charity, give it to the poor people and give it to those that need it, and give it to the employers, to your own employers, and give it to for bringing hearts together, referring to non-Muslim. So Quran is saying that in order to bring the hearts of Muslims and non-Muslims together, then you need to give them alms, give them charity. It's only in Islam that you could find this kind of verse. It's saying that, and it's well known that anytime a rich man is given a poor person something out of his wealth, that poor person will not exhibit the hatred of that rich man. And that is because when you give someone charity, you are bringing his heart and your hearts together. That is what Islam wants. Quran also forbids taking laws in hand. In Sahih Muslim, every possibility Muhammad used to discourage peace, discourage violence and promote peace. And then he says about obeying rulers and taking laws in hand. He said in Sahih Muslim, he told Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman, He said, Isma wa ati wa in daraba dhahruka wa akhadha malik. You have to obey the rulers, even if they seize you or jail you or they seize your wealth. He said, you have to be obedient with them, whatever the case may be. Because whenever you see violence, then the people of that community must have taken laws in hand. Quran used to discourage that. Ibn al-Qayyim is saying in Zadul Ma'at, he said, Jihadun Nafs is a criteria to Jihad al-Kuffar. He said, fighting for the evil of oneself is a criteria for even fighting the non-Muslims. So what he's saying is that for you to even qualify for fighting for Islam, to go out and fight the non-Muslims, you have to be a practicing Muslim. What he's saying is that you have to be somebody who is praying 5 times, fasting all the time, especially in the month of Ramadan. You have to dress decently. You have to abstain from cheating, from fighting, from corruption. All these things you have to stay away from them. Stay away from lies. Just quit homosexuality and lesbianism. Pay alms, observe pilgrimage, obey your parents. He said you have to be a practicing Muslim before you can even qualify for doing that. So today we must understand this. People are not practicing Muslims, and you see them fighting for Islam. And Islam did not even allow them to do all these things. Did not permit them. Quran forbids gambling in chapter 5 verse number 90. It says it is for the purpose of peace. That is because whenever you see people doing gambling, and any person that loses, you find out that he has enmity and hatred and animosity of the other person. Quran used to discourage gambling for that reason. Quran also used to, for example, Islam used to forbid urinating on the street where people used to pass or they used to rest. In Sahih Bukhari, hadith number 4477, it is for the purpose of peace. Because whenever someone urinates on the street, any person that passes by will have the hatred of that person that does that. Quran used to discourage having sexual intercourse with animals. And so, for example, in Sahih Muslim, hadith number 675, it is for the purpose of peace, because having sexual intercourse with animals can cause the spread of diseases